Hell has officially frozen over in the glamorous, treacherous world of Fairmont Crest, and I am absolutely here for every single second of it. If you've been following the chaotic, emotionally draining saga of the Dupree and Richardson families, you know that alliances shift faster than the wind during a summer tornado. But nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, could have prepared us for the seismic shift that is about to occur on our screen. Prepare yourselves, because Catherine Richardson and Eva Thomas are about to share the screen once again, but this time the knives are not drawn against each other. In a twist that will leave audiences gasping for air, these two fiercely competitive half-sisters are actually going to be on the exact same side. Yes, you heard that correctly. The ultimate rivals are forming a united front, and the target of their combined wrath is none other than the ultimate agent of chaos herself, Leslie Thomas. To truly understand the magnitude of this impending alliance, we have to rewind and look at the brutal history between these two young women. Kat and Eva have been at each other's throats since the moment they realized they shared DNA. From the bitter jealousy to the devastating tornado that left Eva fighting for her life, their relationship has been a masterclass in soap opera toxicity. Even after Kat made the ultimate selfless sacrifice to donate a piece of her liver to save Eva's life, the tension did not simply vanish. We all saw the explosive fallout over Chelsea's organ donation live stream, where Kat furiously accused Eva of playing the victim and manipulating the narrative. It seemed like these two were destined to be enemies forever, locked in a perpetual battle for Ted's affection and their rightful place in the family hierarchy. So, what on earth could possibly bridge this massive, seemingly insurmountable divide? The answer is simple: a common enemy. Leslie Thomas has always been a woman driven by her own selfish desires, completely blind to the collateral damage she leaves in her wake. Recently, her behavior has escalated from mildly irritating to downright unhinged. From crashing Eva's professional interview at the clinic to abruptly hiring Noah Rollins just to flex her power, Leslie is spiraling out of control. But her most dangerous delusion is her relentless, suffocating obsession with Ted Richardson. Despite Ted making it abundantly clear that they will never, ever be a real family, Leslie simply refuses to accept reality. She continues to push this toxic narrative, desperately trying to claw her way back into Ted's life under the guise of familial unity. She wants the picture-perfect family she was denied, and she does not care who she has to destroy to get it. However, Catherine Richardson is fiercely protective of her father. Kat watched her parents, Ted and Nicole, go through a devastating divorce. She has seen the pain, the betrayal, and the messy aftermath. Now, after years of turmoil, Ted has finally found genuine happiness and peace with Shanice Johnson. Their relationship is blossoming into something beautiful, built on mutual respect and actual love, not the twisted convenience that Leslie offers. Kat wholeheartedly supports her father's romance with Shanice. She sees how Shanice brings out the best in Ted, and she is absolutely sick and tired of watching Leslie constantly try to sabotage that happiness. Kat is not the kind of woman to sit back and watch her family be manipulated, and her frustration with Leslie's relentless interference has finally reached a boiling point. The stage is set for a confrontation of epic proportion. Picture this. The tension in the room is thick enough to cut with a butter knife as Leslie once again corners Ted, pushing her delusional agenda of a reunited family. She is likely spewing her usual venom about Shanice, claiming that Shanice will never fit into Ted's world and that only she, Leslie, can provide the family dynamic they all secretly crave. But before Ted can even formulate a response to this absolute madness, Kat steps into the front. And when Kat Richardson decides to go to battle, she takes no prisoners. Kat completely unleashes on Leslie, delivering a verbal smackdown that has been months in the making. She fiercely criticizes Leslie for her pathetic, desperate attempts to force a real family dynamic that never actually existed. Kat bluntly tells the woman to back off, to leave Ted alone, and to stop interfering in a relationship that is none of her business. With icy precision, Kat informs Leslie that her manipulative efforts are doomed to fail, and that her toxic presence is only driving Ted further away. It is a glorious, fist-pumping moment of vindication for Kat, who is finally saying what everyone in Fairmont Crest has been thinking for months. But the true shocker, the moment that will have fans screaming at their televisions, comes from the other side of the room. Eva Thomas is present for this entire explosive exchange. Historically, Eva has been her mother's loyal soldier, defending Leslie's indefensible actions and standing by her side even when she knew her mother was in the wrong. Leslie, reeling from Kat's brutal honesty, turns to her daughter, fully expecting Eva to jump to her defense. She expects Eva to tear Kat down, to put the spoiled princess in her place, and to validate Leslie's twisted vision of their family. Instead, Eva delivers the ultimate betrayal. She does not defend her mother. She does not utter a single word of support for Leslie's delusion. In a moment of incredible growth and stunning defiance, Eva actually agrees with Kat. She looks her mother in the eye and sides with her former rival. Eva validates Kat's points, opposing Leslie's toxic behavior and essentially telling her mother that enough is enough. The psychological weight of this moment cannot be overstated. Why does Eva finally turn on her mother? Because Eva is exhausted. She is exhausted from being used as a pawn in Leslie's endless games. She is exhausted from the constant drama, the manipulation, and the sheer embarrassment of her mother's actions. Eva has been through a traumatic near-death experience, and it has fundamentally changed her perspective on life. She sees the genuine love that Ted has for Shanice, and she recognizes that her mother's obsession is not about love, it is about control and ego. Furthermore, the shared trauma of the liver transplant has created an invisible, unbreakable tether between Eva and Kat. They may not be braiding each other's hair and sharing secrets just yet, but there is a profound, unspoken understanding between them. Kat gave Eva the gift of life, and in this moment, Eva is giving Kat the gift of solidarity. The reactions in the room are absolutely priceless. Ted is completely and utterly shocked. He stands there, wide-eyed, watching his two fiercely independent, headstrong daughters form a united front for the very first time. For a man who has spent the last year desperately trying to navigate a minefield between his two children, seeing them stand together, protecting his happiness, is a moment of profound relief and overwhelming emotion. It is a glimpse into a future where his daughters might actually find common ground, a future he never thought possible. Leslie, on the other hand, is absolutely furious. Her reaction is a mixture of horror, betrayal, and unadulterated rage. She is completely blindsided by this unexpected harmony. Leslie thrives on division. She uses the friction between Kat and Eva to maintain her own relevance and control. The absolute last thing she ever wanted was for these two women to get along. She wanted Eva to blindly defend her, to prioritize their twisted mother-daughter bond over everything else. To see her own flesh and blood stand shoulder to shoulder with Nicole Dupree's daughter is a humiliation that Leslie cannot swallow. It destroys her narrative, it strips her of her power, and it leaves her completely isolated. This newfound alliance between Kat and Eva is going to send massive shockwaves throughout Fairmont Crest. A united Kat and Eva is a terrifying prospect for anyone who stands in their way. They are both incredibly smart, fiercely determined, and completely unafraid of confrontation. If they can figure out how to channel their combined energy toward a common goal, they will be an unstoppable force. But what does this mean for Leslie? A wounded, humiliated Leslie is a highly dangerous Leslie. Stripped of her daughter's blind loyalty and facing the reality that Ted is slipping through her fingers forever, she is bound to lash out in spectacular fashion. Will she attempt to sabotage Ted and Shanice's relationship through darker, more devious means? Will she turn her wrath entirely onto Kat, blaming her for turning Eva against her? Or will she spiral into a complete breakdown, forcing the entire hospital to deal with the fallout of her shattered ego? One thing is absolutely certain. This confrontation is a major turning point in the Beyond the Gates saga. The dynamic between the Richardson sisters has forever shifted, and the fallout from this explosive clash will dictate the drama for weeks to come. Can Kat and Eva maintain this fragile truce, or will old resentments bubble back to the surface? How far will Leslie go to reclaim her daughter and destroy her enemies? The tension is building, the secrets are simmering, and the drama is about to. You will not want to miss a single second of the upcoming episode.